You're listening to the UK Christian Hip Hop Podcast on Kingdom Culture.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to UKCHH Podcast, episode 12.
You have to think about it.
Yeah, think about it. I kind of lose track. I don't know why I keep losing track of the episodes, but yeah, episode 12. You know, we're live and kicking. We're doing visuals now, so things are growing. Subjects are getting more deep as well. You know how we talk in our WhatsApp conversations about different things and what's going on, and it's great. So I'm joined by DJ Cassie and Calvin Venus from the Tone Crafters. What's going on?
Yeah, was that sound effect this day?
Yeah, that was like my fake sound effect. We get as we're upgrading. I think we should get some sound effects.
It's like a dashboard of sound effects,
and just as I said, my light went. Just as I said, oh, my light might go. What happens is my light goes. You know what I've actually been listening to recently, and I do like. Have you heard SO's single "Be Mine"?
Yeah.
Oh my days!
Tune.
That song is such a tune.
Mm.
It's so sweet. I'm singing it in my head now. It's so sweet.
Yeah, he's nailing them now.
Yeah, I mean that song is so sweet.
It's got an R&B vibe to it, man.
Yeah,
it's just like it's like a fling back track for me, man. When I listen to it, I'm like, and I know when a track is definitely hitting that kind of R&B vibe, that kind of I can't. The best way I can explain it is whenever my wife goes, "Babe, who's that?" I know yeah, fam. This track is definitely one that can work easy with the ladies because it just sounds so much more digestible to that format because she love R&B and whatnot. So when she hears tracks like that, she's like instantly, it just perks up straight away. I'm like, wow, what happened there? You know, like me, give me a hard beat and a dumb flow, and I'm instantly, my head is going, who's that spitting? But it's the opposite for her. So that Eso blends it very well, and his style's very versatile, isn't it? It's just
gosh. I mean, I'm just like, how he just flipped it just like that and just gone from there to there and 0 to 100. Like, he can go up and down like that, and
think of the opposites between the track he made for Jahaza, well, not for Jahaza, but had a lot of Jahaza connotations in it, and Be Mine. They're parallel, literally, but yet he graced both beats, and he has this natural flow that just seems like it's doused with so much passion.
Yeah,
I don't know if you get that. It's just every word has so much
meaning.
Yeah, you could squeeze each word has so much meaning in it, and there's no line wasters with Eso, man. He really does well.
He's consistent. Like, that guy deserves his props. I don't know why people don't talk about him enough. But I'm biased because I would consider him. We're not close, but I consider him a friend. But he's too consistent to not be considered one of the. Like, he's a trailblazer, especially for like UK and Africa. He's a trailblazer.
Yeah.
I mean, he's his game.
I was wondering when he's going to drop an album, actually, because he's been releasing singles, and I'm like, okay, when's the?
He's positioning. But think about this, right? Who in the UK could tour in the US?
Eso.
Governor
B. Why is Eso not considered the best?
I think Governor B could tour in the US.
Can he?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so?
I don't think his market is huge, but I think he could tour.
But
I think he could do some places.
Like, I think he's got enough of a team behind him to help him develop something of some sort of status in there. So he probably could get most of those mega churches, I believe so, especially with having Hillsong backing him.
Probably, but that's if, buts, and maybes. But
they're rather a bit secure, aren't they, though, bro? Like, I think if you're heavily involved with Hillsong UK over here, you probably have a direct connect to Hillsong US as well, wouldn't you? It's Carl Froch and all those kind of guys as well. So,
but at the end of the day, here's the thing, right? They're outside of that Hillsong connection. I think he will get the look or the nod because of the connection, as opposed to. The thing about Eso is that he's already doing all the conferences. He's a guest speaker in some of these conferences. He hasn't got that. He's not known like that.
But then But even in the flip reverse, when Esso did come over to the UK, he done a show down in Sutton Youth Centre, and when he was down, like not a lot of people knew where he was. Or
do you think that's advertising though? Because a lot of it is down to advertising.
But that's what I believe, Cass. You know, I believe
yeah.
if Governor went to the US, he would have the right connections
to advertise.
Get at least some traction. However, I don't believe that he would create more traction than an Esso in the US. I think Esso's groundwork has been, you know, phenomenal over the past years. Consistency has been incredible. Just like Governor's consistency in the UK. I think that's a lot of what's missing from many artists on both sides of the water is consistency. When you look at Bizzle, when you look at the Cray, when you look at most of these guys who are making music that are constantly in the spotlight, it's consistency. They just keep on putting out consistent material and developing more and more. Normally when the artists have a lot of space between their music, that's when people forget and go, who's this?
Yeah, when there's too much space.
Yeah, I think when you look at the roster, not the roster, but the pedigree of Governor B and what he's done and what he's achieved, you know, transferred over to the US, it might not mean much in terms of mobos or things like that. But
it's still big though.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong.
I
just think that no one considers Esso like Governor, which is a shame. Like
but it's quite different anyway. I think, you know, their styles.
Do you feel like the UK feels like Esso may have abandoned them?
No, because I don't think, maybe that's the label. So that's not the artist's fault. Because the thing, his job is to make dope music. His label is the job to perpetuate that music in different markets and rounds and organize the touring and stuff like that. I didn't even know he was in Sutton.
Sorry?
When he was performing.
Oh yeah.
Like that's a small market, but having said that, like I didn't even see it on his social media.
Yeah, that's the thing. It wasn't really advertised as much.
Maybe he picked it up when he was in the country. I don't know.
Because he was coming over to do I can't remember. There was a show that went on in where was it? It's, well, he was coming over to do a bigger show, wasn't he, Charles? But he was then doing other bookings in between. So that
yeah. But like even as big, so say for instance, like, you know, when I first heard this, I was quite surprised that Governor B has done his first headline show, and I was like, whoa, this is like, I don't know how many years, I could be wrong, but I'm guessing about 10 to 13 years worth of like building your brand, and your first headline show is in 2019, or was it 2018, I believe?
Yeah, last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, last year. So it just made me think that, whoa, like, and when you look at the views, when you look at the stats, when you look at you know, the sales, even where he charts with his music, you think that by now a headline would have been done. But I think I don't know what it is, but a lot of things haven't been done before. You know, like especially like when last have you heard of a UK Christian hip hop artist, whether they subscribe to it or not, touring and doing a headline show? I know Icy did one, which was great, but I kind of had more of a listening party vibe to it, more than, you know, headline show. I'm going to do Manchester, London, Birmingham, all the big cities. You know, so when Esso comes over to the UK, you know, you expect that impact, but you don't see that impact. And I'm wondering, is there too much of a break? Like Bizzle, when he came down, he said, look, I'm not going to leave it this long. And the Truth said it as well. I'm not going to leave it this long to not come and tour in the UK and get my stuff over in the UK. So it's a big market, especially with Christian music. It's a big market. So when you think of it, like the Truth coming down, and again, it weren't packed out, Bizzle coming down and the venue was rather small. You're thinking, but who actually has that grip other than a Governor B or a Faith Child? Who has that kind of grip on, you know, UK Christian hip hop, you know, to be like,
oh gosh, well, do you know, I went to I've been to 3 of the Reach from Reach Records shows when they came to UK, the Cray, Andy Mineo and KB's one. Did you go to KB's one? You didn't, did you?
Yeah.
And yeah, they were all, the Cray's one was packed to the point where people were literally on the ceiling. Like it was packed out, and it was, the vibes were so good. And Andy Mineo, it was packed too. I wouldn't say it was packed like it was packed, because it's quite a big venue, O2, but it was packed. And KB as well, the venue that they was at, that too was sold out, but it was a decent size. It wasn't as big as the Cray had the biggest venue, but you know, it was yeah, they had a lot of followers. So they've managed to crack it. So
they cracked it, but not because of their name. It's because of their label. Like when
their label pushed them.
Yeah, you're talking about three of the biggest earners through the genre who don't want to say they're part of Christian hip hop, but in terms of units sold, you're talking about literally 1, 2, 5, 6 of the top earners in the game, in the whole genre. So I expect them to have that return. Now, SO is nowhere near all of that. However, he has access to different markets that nobody else has. And so his market is very, very spread out. But his label is considered an independent label. So in fact, Bizzle only has a handful, not even a handful of people. It's like him and maybe somebody else. That's the label, you know? So that's part of the problem. It's how big the labels reach and financial clout in accessing different promoters and stuff like that.
But it's not like the people don't know who they are, because I had the pleasure of interviewing people outside the venues and I was asking them questions like different names of artists that they're aware of, and they listed a whole list of names, not just those from Reach.
Yeah, but that's because we don't have the promoters who have that kind of data.
And if everyone wants to find out who they are, I'll put them on my YouTube one day, because I'm not going to give away too much of their who did they say?
Oh, yeah.
You know, I can leave away some of them.
But I say this, it's down to good, you know, you could need good financial backing. You need someone who has the knowledge and the will to do it, because he who dares is going to win. Because you can clearly see if economically that you can get someone that's part of that upper echelon, the top 10.
Yeah. But Jackie Hill Perry, I must say, was one of the names that came out quite often.
See, interesting that. All right,
that's interesting. Very interesting.
That's another independent label. You know, that's another independent label that do things very, very meticulously, and they don't have big financial numbers to do these big grand things. You know,
I think a lot of it's because membership, they come over and a husband, they have the tour, don't they? They do the poetry.
What is that? The
PIA tour.
Yeah. Oh, it's in autumn. Yeah.
So you know,
I think, Calvin, you make a very, very, very good point. You know, when you're talking about skill, craft, handiwork, when you're talking about consistency, when you talk about pedigree, when you're talking about even just, you know, the veteran nature of the artist itself, you know, shouldn't they be in a different position? Not to allude that SO is doing anything that's dipping or bad in format and whatnot. No, I don't believe so. You can see he carries himself very professionally, but you do wonder, isn't it? Like, you know, over in the UK, like I wonder if it's because of that time of hiatus or separation from the UK in terms of working on, you know, the ground, in terms of being in the UK, doing shows and whatnot, doing press and whatnot, has, you know, somehow kind of like drained away the hype, the heat, the interest of a said artist. Because, you know,
we're putting too much pressure on the artist. Here's the thing, like, you need, like, if I had the money and the financial clout, based on this conversation alone, it's going to take an X amount of money. I don't know what that's going to be, but I have to find a lot of money to get someone like Lecrae, Governor B, and SO in the room, because if I could do that, that's a roadblock. And I'm going to get my return. You see what I'm trying to say? Because SO is featured in so many, more of the top 10 artists than anyone in the UK. So everybody in the UK does know. I know they know him. They have an album.
Of course. His name is, everyone knows who SO is.
Yeah, sitting on one of their playlists that features SO in it. They probably got more SO stuff hidden in there, even if it's not just his albums, than Governor B. Governor B, he has the UK market. Like, he's the top 10, definitely the top 5 in the UK. I could confidently say top 3 in the UK. But it takes a promoter going, I can afford that venue, I can afford these artists, and I should get a certain amount of return on investment if I also spend on my YouTube, my Instagram, and my Facebook advertising. It's a lot of money. How many people do you know off the top of your head? I know you guys know them. How many people do you know that would make a move like that? Not many.
No, not many.
So
I believe there are a lot of people who can afford it. Not a lot, but I think there are a handful of people in the UK that could afford something like that.
Like
You know, and
promoters?
yeah. Well, I don't think we have promoters at the moment. I think what we have
That's
is
what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about affording the ticket. I think people will pay the ticket. If you
no,
knew that the artists are there, they'll pay close to 25 pounds for that.
yeah.
That's a,
I'm even
you know
talking
you're gonna
about.
be entertained.
I'm even talking about the ticket stuff. I'm talking about in terms of our promoters, we haven't got like an individual company that will act on promoting
Yeah.
because we haven't got an industry. Obviously, we rely upon like, churches to, hand out a certain amount of money or, donate something towards it. I guess because that's the nature of how we are and where we are.
Or they have it, at their venue, or they have like a conference.
Yeah. I mean, there's many churches who've got, like auditoriums and different things like that can be used and what have you. So I think with us, in terms of us to grow what we have, even what the US did, like it was just churches and youth groups, and then they built, over time with investment and record sales and amongst other stuff, merchandise, and it started to build up some momentum in terms of becoming like promoters. Or I think is it One Day? What is it? What? Help me out, please. One Day Reach Records. What is it? One Day Cole? What's her name? I don't know what her name is. She's a rapper as well. She does A&R for Reach Records and whatnot. So
you mean Wonder?
Wonder, that's the one.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you, guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I'm saying, I honestly predict that. I feel that she's gonna be a part of that label very soon.
yeah, well, even the fact that she does A&R for it shows you that where Reach were before, like maybe they didn't have a lot of those other arms to their label, but over time through record sales and whatnot, they developed that. And I feel like in the UK, I think we can have things like that. We could have like a Governor B, Esso, even a guy from the US, maybe like a Dayton or a Bizzle or whoever, to come over and do something big, because I feel like we do have that capital, but the capital is not in individual promotion companies; it's in the church, and I believe that marketed right, presented right, I think the church, there's no reason why the church should shy away from something like this that can be.
Well, I think they just want it to church. It's got to be edifying at the end of the day, as well as entertaining. In some.
So you think that's their priority? Does it have to be edifying?
Well, yeah, it's got to have that. To have it, well, depends. I suppose if someone's hiring the church venue for a concert, then I suppose it doesn't matter because they're just hiring their venue. But if it was for the church to bring them over for a specific reason, that they have a conference and
But Cass, do you think that's the question they asked when they brought over Kirk Franklin for the True Worship Summit? That he has to be edifying.
Well, I don't know, but I mean his music.
I see what you're doing there, Charles.
Yeah.
No, that's a different thing, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Like but like when you look when you look at like
you have to throw that one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a hook, line, and sinker.
Okay.
Just fling that there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm coming at, innit? Like you think to yourself, like, I get why, these names are very big and they can put bums in seats, especially like, 40 plus. Some of these guys are 125 pounds VIP.
Oh, what? That's how much the craze was about. Well, okay, maybe about 70, 80 pounds. It was near enough £100 region for a VIP ticket.
Well, Lauren Daigle's coming down to the UK. We tried to get tickets, but they were sold out incredibly fast. And I think VIP was £155 or something like that.
Say what?
People will get VIPs for these kind of things. I would never pay VIP. I just never been a VIP type of guy.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
But I just don't know. What would I say if I never met them and
Well, do you know? I remember when I used to do tour with who's it? Was it JLS? Yeah, JLS. They did the same thing. So
after the laugh has gone, let's have to drop that.
Yeah, but yeah, what they did like competitions on stage, meet people backstage. And I used to be in the same, but obviously I wasn't part of what they was doing. I was like support act. So I used to sit across the room and just watch what was going on. And literally, it's like they'll come in, and it was amazing because you paid for that, and you've got some work by competition, some people paid, and because you paid for it, you've got almost 5 minutes of what's that word? Focus time.
That's even if it's 5 minutes.
It's not like the person's walking out to the tour bus and you're like, oh, yo, I signed my autograph my book or whatnot. It's not like that. It's like I'm coming into like your dressing room or wherever you are, and I've got 5 minutes to talk to you or say anything to you. Yeah. So you're kind of paying for that experience. But I guess, even to subjects that we were spoken on WhatsApp, where's the line drawn in Christian music where that's idolization or
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie. Listen, the Craze VIP one, I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't value for money because you literally like you came in. Like I thought I did it because I just wanted to see what's gonna happen. So I'm being honest. And then so you go down there, and I'm probably gonna get slapped by 100 people. I'm being honest. So you queued up, and I'm not sure. I'm not saying it was his fault. It just may have been how it was organized because he was there waiting. All you did is took a picture, and then it was literally like. Maybe we did have minutes. We was never told how long we had to talk to him, but it was never said to us. So I just assumed because there was so much people there, there was at least over 20, 30 people in the VIP, I don't know, something like that. And so everyone had like a couple minutes. Hi, Lecrae. Oh, this is my name, blah, blah, blah. And that's it. And then take a picture, snap, gone. Oh, that's how it was literally that quick. That was it. And I was like,
you ask him about the weather? It's such a British thing.
I just said, but I don't got to say much. It was literally like, yeah, exactly. Couldn't you had to narrow it down because I mean, it might have just, like I said, it may not have been how it was meant to be, but we was never told how long you had.
Yeah. You had the pressure of everyone behind you.
Yeah, and it was kind of running late anyway, so the doors open late, so I think that might have added to the pressure of everyone, and you're aware of the person behind you. You don't want to take up too much time, even though there were some people were trying to give him their music, like here, take a USB stick, like a few of those people that did things like
no, you know what? That's big. You know what?
I give it to them still. But
let me have a little moment to rant on this for a moment. Yeah, remember we spoke with IC on this thing, and I said to him, yo, bro, why haven't you set your music into like Integrity or like why aren't you knocking down some doors of some prolific labels? Like Integrity just signed William McDowell. These guys are clearly on the hunt for like some sort of like, I don't know, something. I mean, why I'm not saying people aren't doing this, but why aren't we presenting like we would if we were secular artists, man? We'll be up with USB sticks and CDs, MTV, trying to talk to this person, get to that person. Do you think it's a pride issue? Do you think it's like, yeah, man, that man just a Christian thing, it's nothing, like, is it a pride issue or that person goes to my church or what have you? Because when I met the guy from Integrity Music, this guy was blessed, man. I had a full conversation with guy. Like, there was nothing odd about it. Even a guy from Premier Magazine, we just had a conversation. It was just normal. We exchanged business cards and off we went. So my thing is like when people like are seeing Lecrae and they're thinking, yo, USB stick, have that CD, have that, yo, bro, check out my music. I think that's a very good thing to do.
Yeah.
I think it's a very good work ethic, man. Like to be like, yo, here's an opportunity. Let me see what's good. But I find like when you see Christian artists around other Christian artists or labels or people who run these things, they have this kind of stush mentality of like, yeah, man, I can do that too. I'm the CEO of my label. Bro, you ain't doing no label, cuz. Like, these guys are doing a thing, man. You ain't doing no thing. Humble yourself and take an opportunity because you never know where your opening may come. Because I'm like, find out where Integrity is. Where's their head office? I think Carrington or something. Find out where the head office is. Give it knock. Hi, my name is boom, 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 boom. I would love to be able to have a chat to your A&R or whatnot. Give me one chance. Come down to my show. I got headline. Like, where is that? Like, people who can actually pump money into your music. Where is that? Where's that drive? I've never heard of it in Christian hip hop, even from way back when. It's like man was just waiting to be signed. I remember Jahaza was doing his thing. Preacher Boy Records came, boom. I remember I used to work alongside one of my friends in music, Lucas Langdon, Awake Records, and this guy was just like, he had Christian rappers coming through, grime artists, whatnot, all Christian coming through, and I'm like, raw. These guys were hungry. They were like, yo, Lucas, what's going on? Here's my new music and whatnot. Now it's like, yeah, man, I release music myself. And I think labels are more than just distribution. There's so much more than that. And if your label is only giving you distribution, it's not a label. You can do the same thing they're doing, but labels are more than that. They're promotion, as we've been discussing, it's management, artist management.
Yes,
So much different.
the label, the amount of music I get from other record labels.
Rant finished.
You know, I'm gonna say true. That's what I'm saying. I'm like record labels. I mean, some of these so-called the ones that are some Christian record labels. Honestly, you know, some of them are doing well, but then at the same time, some of them, I get the music I get from, you know, non-Christian labels, and they will contact you. They're giving you their music from their artists on their roster. You know, I don't really see. You're right. I don't really see much of that hunger in.
The lack of education. I don't think it's a lack of hunger, because and I see it from both sides. Because the reason why I started my label is because I saw a lot of struggling artists. And from what I saw was great creativity, but just tiredness in the promotion game, because there's so much to do. Like, you need a team. You can't do it yourself. It's not the 90s anymore.
There's no I in team.
Go up to someone and go, here you go. Those people don't have offices anymore. People doing things. My office is on my phone. You know what I mean? It's like I do more here than just actually here and have people come in here. You know what I mean? My meetings are here. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the problem, is getting in front of people. And sometimes, there is an intimidation, because even when you get there, what would you say? Apart from the music, what do you have? And so they know if you just go, oh, all I have is my music, Sir Oliver, you know, please have some more. You know you're going to get mugged, because if they're going to do everything for you, they're going to take more from you, you know? And so I think there's a lack of understanding. There's a lack of courage, you know? And I always see it as a Christian thing, it's a body thing. You really got to have a team. You know, if you're called to do it, the Lord will equip you with people, you know, and yes, you have to go out and network and be seen. And then through time and trust in the Lord and your walk, those people will attract you. Like, I never advertised for people. I just was diligent in what I was doing. And I maybe there was some doubt, don't get me wrong. You know, there's always doubt that I have to fight, but you fight that with faith. And one of the things I had to really dig into was hoping the Lord would send somebody, the right person. Because I knew if I start advertising for somebody, everybody's going to come out of the woodwork and it'd be the wrong person, you know? So there's some element of faith, but at the same time, there's some element in being diligent. And, you know, there's one guy I was considering for, he's going to listen to this and he'll be like, oh yeah, he's talking about me. I was considering for nearly 8-9 months. And that's not because it felt like 8-9 weeks, because I was so immensely busy. But he kept knocking the door. He was persistent. And I was like, I need to consider this guy. I need to consider this guy. And I was considering for something else. And then the Lord revealed that, no, I think it's best that he's here. And right now he's flourishing. So, you know, faith with the diligence, faith with the works.
For sure, man. For sure. I think that's sound. I think we can wrap it up there. And we'll just, leave it there. That's like a general talk that we've had about different
creative enthusiasts. And you're listening to the UK Christian Hip Hop Podcast on Kingdom Culture.